Hey everybody, Eden Freed here. Super excited to get started with the masterclass in just a minute or two. I'm going to head to the chat and let everyone know to refresh your screens. Welcome to the workshop, everybody. I'm taking a look at everyone who said hi in the chat, and let's press enter here. Okay, so let's see everyone who said hi. Oh my goodness, there's so many people here. This is amazing. Hi, Tanya. Hi, Marissa, Aaron, welcome. Ashley, hey, so excited you're here. Denny, Kinsey, Jeannie, Rohi, welcome everyone. Raina from Houston, Jenny from Alberta, Canada, Paula, awesome. We have Sandra from Atlanta, Lisa from Sweden, welcome Lisa. Someone from Nashville, Karen from England. I am so incredibly excited that you are all here with me. Joining me today, we have an exciting workshop in store for you. I've hosted this workshop a number of times, and this is my most popular workshop yet. So I always get really stoked and excited to share this information with you because I know it's such a hot topic. So if you don't have a pen and paper with you, go grab one really quick. Turn off your phones, close the door, kick those kids out, lock yourself in the bathroom, whatever you need to do to get some peace and quiet for the next hour. We're going to get started in just a second. Yay, Lisa, you made it on time. Hi, Julia from Ohio. Welcome. Lori, welcome from Florida. Amazing. Sherilyn from San Diego. Kate from Erie, Pennsylvania. I'm so excited that you are all here with me. We're going to be talking about how to make your first $500 from a digital product with a teeny tiny audience. If you're excited, then you are in the right place because this is going to be a workshop filled with tons of energy and also action items. Neela from Turkey, welcome Neela. Okay, so I am very aware of your time. Hi, Stephanie. And I want to make sure that I get started not too late, right? So I'm gonna flip my screen, share my slides, tell you a little bit about myself, what you're gonna learn, and then we're gonna dive right into the material. If you guys could all go to the chat box and let me know that you can hear me and see me, that would be amazing because then I will know that everything is functioning on everyone's end. So go ahead, go to the chat, let me know that you can hear me and that you can see me so that I can get started and carry on with everything. Someone from Texas, and while you guys are doing that, I'll just make sure everything is all good on my end and we're gonna get started. Loud and clear, awesome, so glad. Okay, so let me go ahead and flip my screen with you guys. So welcome to the masterclass, how to earn your first $500 online with a digital product from a teeny tiny audience. This is a good workshop, you guys. You're gonna learn a lot. Now, I'd like you to head to the chat. I'm going to reference the chat box a whole lot because I want you to use it. So, is this you? I want you to go to the chat and tell me, is this you? Are you currently unhappy in your day job? Do you want to be able to contribute financially to your family while doing something that you love? Do you want to be able to spend more time with your friends and family? Is that you? Go to the chat and let me know. That's me, so that I know who's in our audience and who's listening in today, so I can personally welcome you and share a little bit of information that hopefully by the end of this workshop you'll be able to go and implement into your everyday strategy. So is this you? Go to the chat. If this is you, say yes, that's me. All right, I see some people in the chat saying yes, totally me, totally yes. All right, lots of people saying yes. Okay, so welcome, you're in the right place, and also I get it, I can totally relate. So this is me back in May of 2016, which I can't believe is already 4 years ago now. To sum up how I was feeling, I was miserable. That's the best word to describe it. This is actually a picture of me, and it's a great indication that pictures don't always tell the full story. I was actually very depressed in this picture, despite the smile on my face. I was working a 9-to-5 job. I absolutely hated Sunday nights. Ugh, that feeling of Sunday nights, knowing that Monday was just around the corner and I'd have to wake up in the morning and go to a job that I really didn't enjoy and watch the clock tick until, oops, let me go back here, sorry. Watch the clock tick until it finally struck 5:30 every single day, only to go home, go to sleep, and do it all over again the next day. I only got 2 weeks of vacation time per year, which honestly, in the grand scheme of things, sounds like a good vacation package, right? But it's actually, that's terrible. Only having 2 weeks off a year to do with what you want. That was very, maybe it's the millennial in me, but that's restricting, and the rebel in me wanted more freedom to do what I want, to do what I love. And so I had this idea in my head, wait a second, why should I spend my time working for somebody else, building somebody else's daydream? I should be able to make money without having to work for someone else. I should be able to call the shots in my own life. I should be able to be in the driver's seat. So fast forward 2 years, I went from being miserable in 2016 to being totally different. I was a completely different person in May of 2018. These are some pictures of a crazy trip that I took with my husband in May of 2018. We took a month to go to travel Costa Rica. We did lots of bike riding. We saw a few volcanoes. Guys, I went ziplining. Oh my gosh, if you've never been ziplining before, highly recommend. I thought I was gonna crap my pants, I'm not gonna lie, but it was an exhilarating experience, and I don't know if you could pay me to do it again because I know how scary it was, but it was amazing and freeing, and oh my gosh, you should do it. I don't know if I can. And then I saw tons and tons of beaches, watched tons of sunsets. So how did I go from being completely miserable to ziplining in Costa Rica for a month with my husband? I didn't zipline for a month, but traveling Costa Rica for a month. Obviously, the journey from A to B wasn't so easy, right? I'm not gonna do this workshop and lie to you and tell you, here's my number one hack for success, because I don't believe that's true. I think no matter what, you're gonna have to put in work. There's gonna be virtual blood, sweat, and tears to achieve your goals. And it's my responsibility as a coach to explain that to you. But at the same time, I can tell you, and it's my duty to tell you, that there are certain things that don't work as well as others. So for me, I tried affiliate marketing. I tried installing advertisements on my site, only to realize that in order to make money off of ads, you need to have tons of people in your audience, tons of traffic, which I didn't have. I tried landing sponsors, and obviously sponsors only want to work with you if you have an audience. I tried to become a freelancer until I realized that every single freelance client was another boss. So I went from having one boss to having a million different bosses, all my different clients, and that wasn't fun for me either. So this was a struggle, right? I had to figure out, how was I going to make money? How was I going to be in charge of my life? How was I going to be in the driver's seat? And then I realized there was one thing online that I hadn't worked yet. And just to preface this story a little bit, because I don't think I fully clarified here, forgot this little piece of information. But at the time that this picture was taken, I was actually at my brother's wedding, and I was enrolled to start law school in a few months. So I was leaving my job, but only to go get $200,000 in debt and probably do another job that I wouldn't like years down the line after I got my degree. So I decided, you know what, screw it. I should be able to make money without having to work for someone else. So I'm going to bail on all these plans. I'm just going to try and make money online. And so that's what I did. I tried to do all these things until I realized, well, hold on, there's one thing I haven't tried yet, and let me give it a try. And once I did, it worked. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So today's workshop is all about how to earn your first $500 with a digital product. I'm going to start by telling you in part one my story and my process, and then I'm going to flip the script and tell you some other people's stories, because I think it's important that you not only hear what worked for me, but you hear what works for other people as well. And then I'm going to give you a strategy that you can use and plug and play in your own business starting right now, today, if you're ready to make it happen, so that you can start making sales as well. So in return, I ask that you do 3 things. I have 3 rules for my workshops. 1, please stay focused. You're here for a reason, so turn off your phone, close the door, kick those kids out. It's okay to ignore them for the next hour. Get off of Facebook and Instagram. Engage, be present, and participate. The best way to learn is to really engage with the material. So if you have a question, please don't hold back. Go to the chat and ask that question, and I'll answer you. Maybe other people in the chat box will also join into the conversation as well. And also, I encourage you to stay until the end. I have some gifts for you, but in order to get those gifts, you need to be here until the end. Now, if you're somebody who likes workbooks, I have a workbook for you. So just scroll down on the presentation page and download that workbook. You can print it out if you have a printer. I don't really even have a printer, to be completely honest. So this is a fillable workbook. You can use it on your computer, on your iPad, whatever you want to do, and it follows through the content of the workshop. Now, I need you all to go to the chat box because I need you to vote. I want you to vote on the Action Takers bonus, okay? So you can either choose, if you are an action taker at the end of this workshop, to get A or B. A is a personalized video sales page review. So you make your sales page, no matter how far into the future you make it, and you send it over to me and I review it and I provide you feedback in the form of a video. So I'm going to go through your sales page while I'm recording myself, scrolling through your sales page, and I'm going to give you some constructive criticism and feedback in ways that you can improve. And then B, personalized video launch plan and review. So same idea, you send me your launch plan all written out. I'm going to do this on this day. I'm going to do this on this day. I'm going to launch with the webinar. I'm going to do this X, Y, and Z. I'm going to give you feedback based on your product and your audience and the information I have about you. I'll record a video giving you feedback on your launch plan. So go to the chat and tell me A or B. Which one do you want? I want A, I want B. And depending on the number of votes, we will choose the Action Takers bonus. So go ahead and place your vote. All right, so let's get started. Part 1, my story. So people think that you need a ton of page views, a ton of email subscribers, a ton of social media followers in order to be successful. I don't know why people think that, because with digital products, the rules are different. So it's true if you want to be an affiliate marketer, you want to have sponsorships, you want to run ads, that you do need a gigantic audience in order to do those things. But with digital products, you don't need to have a large audience. I'm sure there's lots of people watching right now who have a teeny tiny microscopic audience, maybe even less than 100 people total across all of their platforms. And if that's you, if you're feeling insecure, I want you to feel confident at the end of this workshop that it doesn't matter how many people are in your audience, and I'm going to prove it to you, okay? So here is a glimpse at my ConvertKit account. April 2017, I had 390 subscribers. I had less than 400 people. And by the way, I still don't have a gigantic social media following. So you don't have to look at this and be like, well, how many people did she have on Instagram? Because I had 0. I wasn't even on Instagram until like last year. So I had less than 400 people in my entire audience. And in April 2017 and at the very beginning of March 2017, I launched a digital product and I made $500. Bam, just like that, I made $500. And the coolest part about my story is not even what happened during the launch with a small number of subscribers, but it's actually what happened after the launch. So if you take a look at this chart, you can see in March of 17 and April of 17, I made about $500 from a teeny tiny audience. In May of 2017, so a month later, I made the same amount of money. In June, I again made just shy of $600. And then suddenly in July of 2017, I made double the amount of money. Okay, so this is significant. This is important for everybody to really understand and pay attention to, because it's not even that with a small audience you can make money, it's also that you can continue to make money down the line, because the act of actually launching your digital products will grow your email list. It will grow your audience. And this is important to remember, because I hear people saying, I can't launch until I have X number of subscribers. And I can't tell you how many supposed experts online say you need at least 1,000 or you need at least 1,500. If you've heard this before, go to the chat and say, yeah, I've heard it. If you've heard or read somewhere online that people tell you need to have X number of subscribers in order to launch, that is a myth. That is based on nothing. Will it be easier for you to launch with a bigger audience and make more money? Absolutely, right? Of course, it will be easier for you to launch with a bigger number of people, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't launch now, and it doesn't mean that you can't make money now, because I believe the act of launching is what will propel you to grow your audience and therefore make more money. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about what people do wrong. Okay, so people say, hey, I want to make money. So let me think, what can I make to make money? Let me make this random digital product. And all of a sudden, after they spend all this time making this digital product, they make the sales page, they design the product, they slap a buy now button on the page, they launch it, and then, oh no, what happens now? No one buys it. And now they're in this terrible situation, muttering all these choice words under their breath because they're absolutely peeved. They wasted all of this time making the product and launching the product only to find out that nobody was going to buy it. Absolute crickets. I don't want this to happen to you. It's a common trap to fall into, but there is a way around this. So what I want you to do instead, this is what you should do. This is the green thumbs up. I want you to start by identifying who your target customer is. Dive deep into that person and ask, what is the problem or pain point this person is experiencing? Figure out how you can solve that problem or pain point and then turn that into a product. That's what you need to do. This is the method that you need to follow. And if you follow this, you are going to ensure that you don't have this happen with no one buying, but that you end with sales, okay? So let's dive into each of these steps, okay? So I want you to start by identifying your target customer, okay? Now I'm going to tell you about my story as I'm diving into each of these different elements, okay? So for me, how I found my customer was because a lot of people were reaching out to me, and I realized after really evaluating who these people were, they were women between 25 to 35 years old. They were primarily mothers with 1 to 2 kids that were really young, so under the age of 5. A lot of them actually had babies or toddlers. These women were in the beginning stages of their business online, and they were struggling with one thing: to grow traffic to their website. Okay, so I figured out who my target customer was just by taking a step back and figuring out who's already reaching out to me, who's following me, who am I engaging with online. So I want you to do the same thing. Who is your target customer? And be specific. And if you don't know who your target customer is, that's okay. Ask yourself, who do you like spending time with? That's my most fun question to ask, because when you're working for somebody else, you don't get to choose who you're working with, right? You just work for your boss, and you don't get to choose your clientele, your customers, or your coworkers. But when you're running your own business, you get to choose who the target customer is, and hopefully you choose somebody that you enjoy spending time with. The next thing you need to do is ask, what is your customer really struggling with? My target customer is struggling with getting traffic. So she was feeling incredibly frustrated that she spent all of her time on her website and no one was seeing her work. So she would write blog after blog and hit publish and publish and publish again, but nobody was coming to her site. No one was seeing her work. And it felt like everybody else online was getting traffic except her, which caused her to feel like a failure. So what is your customer struggling with? What's their pain point? And one step further, how does it make them actually feel? My target customer felt like a failure, and that is a powerful emotion that will eventually drive sales. So how can you solve that problem or pain point? So my target customer was struggling with getting traffic. What's one way I could help that person get more traffic to their site? Well, my answer was Pinterest. Pinterest isn't the all-encompassing answer to the traffic problem that people have, right? It's just one way to improve traffic, and it's a legitimate method, and it also can be very effective. So ask yourself, what solution can you provide? And it doesn't need to be a huge answer. It can just be a start. Now, if you're struggling to identify a solution to your target customer's problem, try this tip. So I want you to imagine that you're sitting in a coffee shop with this person and you're listening to them tell you all about what they're struggling with and all about how it's making them feel terrible and yada, yada, yada. And then they turn to you and they ask you, what do you think? What should I do? Your answer is, first, I'd blank. What do you fill in that blank with? When you figure out what you fill in that blank with, you turn that into a product format. And bam, you just came up with your digital product idea. So turn that into a product that you can sell. And obviously this can be sold in any kind of format. It can be a course, a checklist, a workshop, a series of printables. It could be an ebook, an online workshop. It can even be a membership site. Your job now is to make it, market it, and make sales. Okay, when you're thinking about what kind of format, that's honestly not as important as the actual product itself, meaning the solution to the problem. So pick a format that's easy for you and will appeal to your customers. So if you're thinking, I want to make an online course, but you're terrified of recording video, then maybe you just make an online course that has no video in it. Or maybe instead of making an online course, you nix that idea and you make an ebook instead. What I want you to do is pick a modality for your product that you're going to be able to roll out as fast as possible, okay? Because a lot of times people get hung up on the modality and it prevents them from making progress in their business. And what you need is to take action today. So remember, you don't have to have all the solutions to your target customer's problem. You just need to have one good one. And for me, my target customers who were struggling with traffic issues, who felt like a failure because they didn't have anyone coming to their website, the solution to their problem was developing a solid Pinterest strategy. And that came in the format of Pinterest Unpuzzled, which was my very, very first digital product, a teeny tiny online course that showed people my method for using Pinterest. And it was a method that got me my first 10,000 viewers to my site in 1 month. So creating and selling a digital product becomes easy when you follow this method. Again, identify that customer, find their problem pain point, identify a solution to that problem, and turn that solution into a product. Sales does not have to be difficult or painful. It can be easy if you follow this strategy. And it's important to remember that it's not about you. Sales is about your customer. Products are solutions to problems. So once you identify your target customer and their problems, you're going to be able to identify a solution and turn that into a product to sell. So if the problem is painful enough, I promise you your customers will pay to remove that problem from their life. Take a look around you in whatever room that you're in right now. What are some of the products that you're holding in your hand, that you're wearing on your body, that you used at some point today? Those all solved a problem for you, right? We have our cell phones because it helps solve the problem of connection, right? Without our phones, we wouldn't be connected to anybody. And that's important. I'm looking at my microphone right now. I purchased that microphone after somebody complained that my audio for one of my online courses was crap. So I purchased that microphone because it helped people hear me clearer. It helped me have more power in delivering my message in a way that was going to be better heard and received by my target customers, okay? Everything we have solves a problem. And if it didn't solve a problem, you probably wouldn't have it in your life. So this is why Pinterest Unpuzzled sold so well. And actually, it was a small product at a really low price point, and it sold over $1,000 worth within 48 hours, okay? Remember that the problem of having no traffic to their website caused my target customers to feel failure and embarrassment that no one was seeing their work, which caused them to want to purchase the solution. So let me know in the chat, okay? Let me know in the chat, would you rather? Would you rather A or B? A, would you rather have thousands of people in your audience but have a lot of them be unqualified leads? Or would you rather B, have a small, tight-knit group of people who are qualified and targeted leads? Which one would you rather? I know which one I'd rather. Obviously, hopefully at this point it's beating a dead horse, right? Hopefully you all understand which one is most important, but go to the chat, place your vote. Let's see if we're all on the same page here. I see some answers rolling in. All of them are B so far. Amazing. You're all with me. Thank you so much. glad it's getting through to you guys. All right, so here's the thing. You don't need tons of people on your list because I'm going to blow your mind with this, you guys. No one on your email list has any clue how many people are on your email list. Honestly, if this is the only point you get from this, let that sink in. You might know that there's 5 people, 10 people, 15 people on your email list, but those individual people have absolutely no clue. They don't care. They signed up for your email list for a reason. So help them solve their problem, give them value, nurture that relationship, sell to them. Because when you sell a product to them, you're solving a problem. And if you don't, then obviously you're doing them a disservice because you're not helping them in the way that they need you to help them. All right. People only care about solving the problem they have. So if you offer them a solution to their problem, they will buy regardless of how many people there are or are not on your email list. I want you to repeat after me just to make it sink in even more, and repeat after me by typing this in the chat. My customers will buy if I give them a solution to their problem. Type that in the chat. My customers will buy if I give them a solution to their problem. Whenever you're feeling doubt, whenever you're wondering, is this going to work out? Am I doing this all for nothing? This is so hard. Should I quit? Should I give up now? I want you to remember this. My customers will buy if I give them a solution to their problem. I want you to go ahead to the chat, type that so that it really, really, really sinks in and you internalize it. And if you need to write this out handwritten every single day in your notes, do it. Write it 10 times, write it 20 times until it sinks in, until you believe it. My customers will buy if I give them a solution to their problem. So some takeaways. Yes, you need an audience, but to make money off of your audience, you don't need a ton of people. What you do need is to have a good relationship with them. You need to provide them with value, and you need to have a product that solves a real life problem that your people are experiencing. Quality over quantity. Denny, I like that you switched my customers do buy when I give them a solution to their problem. Love that. Thanks, Denny. Okay, so let's talk about some other people's stories. So this is my friend Liz. Some of you may be familiar with Liz. She is an incredible person online. So Liz was actually in the RV space. She created an ebook for RVers. It was actually a collection of other people's stories, which is brilliant. So if you don't have your own stories to tell or your own product, it's okay to make a compilation of other people's resources, with their permission, of course, and put them together and sell them. She created her product in Canva, sold it between $5 to $20. She had an audience of less than 300 people. And guess what? Even before her product was created, she sold 8 copies of it. Just imagine that. How would that feel if even before you made your product, you sold it? That's pretty incredible, right? Liz was a great example of that. She built up a ton of buzz both before and during her launch. And guess what? During her launch, she doubled her sales, she tripled her sales, until eventually she actually teamed up with an international RV company to sell her product. Fast forward a little bit, Liz launched an online course for $97 and made over $13,000. And her journey with digital products all started with a teeny tiny silly little ebook that generated several $1,000s worth of sales. And guess what? That little ebook is still selling to this day. It also worked for Emily too. So Emily had less than 300 people on her email list for her very first launch. Her system was to capture people from her website with her freebie, convert her list to buyers, and repeat that process over and over and over again. And she made several $100s per month. Kendra Tarr earns $200 to $300 a month. And she sells 2 digital downloads. One of them is $7, one of them is $59. And she's able to make $200 to $300 a month just by doing these things. Kimberly Elliott earns $1,500 a month. And get this, Kimberly actually sells party printables that are priced between $1 and $5. So for any of you who are thinking, if I sell small or low-cost products, I won't make money, that is a limiting belief, and it's also not true. It's inaccurate. Kimberly proves that you are wrong. You can make money with low-cost products. She sells party printables for moms to help make their kids' celebrations cooler and more fun. And it gives them financial freedom to move around and not be locked down. Emily is a membership of Rebel Boss University. She sold an ebook before she wrote it, and she had an email list of less than 260 people. She decided to sell her ebook with a really cool strategy of slowly increasing the price every single day to incentivize her audience to buy early. That's a great sense of urgency. And even though her email list was small, she actually managed to sell over 10% of her audience and generated over $1,400 even before the ebook was written and published. And I really want to highlight the 10% because most people only sell between 1 to 7% of their audience, but she made over 10% of her audience buy, which is absolutely remarkable, especially considering she hadn't even written the book yet. All right, so let's talk about formula. Okay. I know this is what you guys are waiting for. You need a sales funnel. Now, before you freak out and say, oh my gosh, I don't know anything about sales funnels, this is complicated, take a big deep breath, because I'm going to demystify sales funnels for you. And I'm going to break it down in a way that you understand that sales funnels are really just a tool to help you give your audience all of the information that they need in order to make a purchase decision later on, okay? They don't think about them in the technical, complicated aspect. They can be as complicated as you want them to be or as simple as you need them to be. But a sales funnel ultimately will help you get qualified traffic to your site and on your email list, and give you the opportunity to nurture those people with value so that you can build a relationship with them, so that you can get them to know you and like you and trust you, so that you have the opportunity to introduce them to a solution that will solve their problem, your product. So this is what a healthy sales funnel actually looks like. So of course, on the one side here, you're going to be trying to get as many people as possible over to your website. And you do that with social media, with SEO, maybe you run ads, but you're magnetizing them over to your website. You're nurturing them with whatever free content you have available. And then you want to hook them over to sign up for your email list, okay? And all the while on the right-hand side, you see these hearts because you're nurturing. And then eventually you get them to buy your product after you pitch them, okay? So you're building this know, like, and trust. And yes, at the end of your sales funnel, there are fewer people than you started with, because that's what a healthy funnel looks like. It's wider on top than it is at the bottom, because you're weeding out all of the people that aren't meant to be there so that you can appropriately sell the people who are meant to be there. Now, here's where a lot of people go wrong. They spend all of their time trying to get people over to their website, and then they spend all of the rest of their time creating a product, and they spend none of their time building the bridge between getting people to their site and getting them to buy their product. It's completely blank. And then they come to me and they say, Eden, I made no money. What's going on? And I say, well, you haven't developed the systems yet. You haven't launched yet. You haven't developed an evergreen funnel yet. Your sales funnel is virtually non-existent. You have pieces, but you haven't connected them together. And that's what we are going to do together. So, and we're going to do this today. So make sure you have your pen and paper handy, because we're going to start to map out this process. So the first thing we're going to do is brainstorm your funnel. Once your funnel is all mapped out and you know what you're going to make, you're going to go ahead and create your freebie, okay? You're going to then write nurturing emails for the new people on your email list, and then the very last step is you're going to pitch and sell to your list. So let's go ahead and brainstorm your sales funnel. So step one with any sales funnel is to really start with the end in mind. You can't, I want you to imagine that you are going on a road trip tomorrow. You pack your bags, you pack up the car, you put some snacks in the passenger seat so they're ready for you to nibble on while you're driving. You get in, you put your key in the ignition, and then what? You have no idea where you're going, because guess what? You forgot to pick the destination. You can't do that. You can't go on a road trip until you know where you're going, right? Unless, of course, it's your thing to just, roam endlessly with no destination. And hey, if that's you, no judgment, right? You're just not going to get anywhere. You're just going to drive randomly with no purpose. So you need to approach your sales funnel with the same mindset. You need to know exactly what product you're going to be selling so that you can build the path for people to travel to purchase it, okay? So ask yourself, what product can you make that solves a problem that your customers are experiencing? So I just had a baby recently, so I'm going to use this baby example. You're a new mom, or your customer is a new mom who is worried that the cleaning products she's using around her home might be toxic for her baby that's starting to crawl and roam the house. So maybe your product is an all-natural cleaning product recipe bundle or ebook. It's going to help the moms of the world feel less guilty, because we all know mom guilt is like a real hardcore thing, and it's going to help them feel reassured that their baby is safe. So you know what your product is now. The next step that you do is ask yourself, what freebie can I make? And remember, you don't want some random freebie. It needs to connect, okay? So it should target the same customer, it should target the same pain point and problem, and it should offer a quick win, okay? It's important that everything that we provide to our people provides them with a quick win. So example, if I'm going to be selling that bundle of recipes for all natural cleaning products, then maybe my freebie can be a checklist that will help to identify potential toxins in cleaning products. So, if Stacy's a nervous new mom out there and she sees on Pinterest that there is a pin she can click to access a list of toxins in cleaning products, she might click that and say, let me go take this checklist to my cupboards and make sure that I don't have any products that have these ingredients. Now she's on your email list, and then you can build a relationship with her to eventually sell your product to. The next thing you need to do is ask yourself, what content can I create to build buzz to my site? So your goal obviously is to magnetize as many people, as many qualified people as possible over to your website. So what can you make to get those people over to your website? So you can make blogs, maybe you record podcasts, YouTube videos, social media posts. All of this stuff is going to attract your ideal customers over to your website. So an example in this particular funnel, maybe I write a blog, 5 signs your cleaning products are dangerous for baby, or how to identify skin rashes caused by toxic cleaning products. Maybe I post on social media, did you know your cleaning products can kill? It's a little clickbaity, but you guys get the drift, okay? The whole purpose of our content is to pull the right people over to our website so we can hook them with our freebie and get them on our email list. So this is what it looks like. Drive qualified traffic, get your traffic onto your email list with a lead magnet, build a relationship with and nurture your new subscribers via email, and pitch and launch your offer. If you do this right, you're golden. You have so much power if you set this system up the right way. Because remember, a lot of people out there are setting it up the wrong way, and you can be one of the few to do it correctly. And just imagine if you do set it up well. Imagine that you create a really great product that solves a real problem that your customer has. You create a lead magnet to attract them to your email list. Now your target customer sees your blogs, they're on your website, they see your freebie, they sign up for your freebie, now they're on your email list. And she's seeing the automatic emails that you send her, and she's starting to really like you. She kind of feels like you're friends. Once you create and launch your product, we're going to imagine for the sake of this example that you price your product at $29, just for example. She realizes, wow, I need this product. And guess what? She's going to go and buy it because she likes you, she knows you, she trusts you. Heck, she actually feels like you're friends with her, even though this is an online relationship. So if you're going to present her with a $29 product that solves a problem that she has, you bet she's going to go run, grab her wallet, whip out her credit card, and pay you those $29. You just made $29. You just made a sale. I hope you're celebrating, because those little bits of money that you make online are so much sweeter than any paycheck you'll receive from somebody else in the 9-to-5 corporate world. Now you have a successful sales funnel, and you are ready to make sales while you are sleeping. And if you sell that product 10 times, you've now earned $290. Sell it 20 times, that's $580. And now imagine that your product is more than $29. Even just increasing it to $69, which by the way is still pretty inexpensive. Selling it 10 times makes you $690. Selling it 20 times makes $1,380, and it just keeps snowballing from there. So do you see how selling digital products are really revolutionary in your business? You don't need to wrestle with sponsorships, affiliate marketing, or anything, or advertisements, which, those are just the worst. Digital products are completely within your wheelhouse, powerful. You control it, you call the shots, you get to keep all of the earnings, and they can totally snowball your earnings. So I want you to imagine this. What if, and I want you to answer this question actually, go to the chat and let me know what your answers are. What if tomorrow you woke up and your business tomorrow morning was generating an extra $1,000 a month from digital products? Now I realize this might feel like a stretch, but I want you, for the sake of this story, just to imagine what that would feel like. Put yourself in that person's shoes. Tomorrow you wake up, you are actually generating $1,000 a month from digital products. How do you feel? What is different for you if you generate $1,000 a month from digital products? Go to the chat box and let me know what is different for you. How do you feel? How would it make an impact on your life? Would you be able to pay off your mortgage? I know there's probably lots of people tuning in who have a steep mortgage with steep mortgage monthly payments. So I'm sure a portion of you would donate that, not donate, but contribute that $1,000 a month to slowly paying that off. Or would you be able to quit that full-time or part-time job that you have? I know that, that's something that I was working towards when I was, when I had freelance clients. I was eventually trying to replace my freelance clients with earnings from digital products. Would you be able to contribute more to your student loan debt? Oh my gosh, I am somebody who had tens of thousands of dollars in student loan debt. I'm sure some people listening have hundreds of thousands of dollars in student loan debt. It's crazy, right? Being able to earn even just $1,000 a month could make a serious difference in your student loan debt. And how would it make you feel? Would you feel more financially secure, more flexible, more free to do what you want with your time? I'm looking at the chat here. I see lots of people saying we would be able to buy a house instead of renting. Oh my gosh, Kiana, yeah, that's such a good one. I'd be able to create more and afford to go to more conventions. Oh, I can't wait to return to the days when we can actually travel and go to places. Tanya says motivation that I can keep growing and really turn this into a business. Yeah, that's amazing, Tanya. I would feel like I was contributing more to paying bills. I've already quit my job, so I have no fear there. Amazing, Jeannie. That's awesome that you already quit your job. Congratulations. Christina says more financial security. Denny says, okay, yes, this is on my path. Lori says I could quit my job and contribute greatly to the household. Amazing. There's so many things that you can do. For some of you, $1,000 might not be a lot. But for a lot of people, even just earning $1,000 a month is truly transformational. Some of you may not even be earning $1,000 in your part-time jobs. Maybe you're a parent for most of the time and you just take on a few hours a week and you just need to replace that. $1,000 a month can truly change a lot of people's lives. It can truly change your life. So what if I told you that I had something that could actually help you get there faster? Because guess what? We've already proven throughout the course of this workshop that it is possible. I shared my story. I shared lots of other people's stories. It is 100% possible to get to the point that you are earning $1,000 a month from digital products. That is not in dispute. It is 100% something that you can achieve. The question is, when are you going to achieve it? It's not if it's going to happen, it's when is it going to happen? Are you ready to make it happen? I have something that I've created that can help you get there faster. So yes, you're going to get there and I can help you get there faster. So this is my system for generating 5-figure months in my business from digital products. It's a 6-step roadmap that by the end of it, you'll have not only learned how to create a digital product of any kind, so that's an online course, a membership, anything like that, but you'll also have learned how to build up buzz for a launch, plan your launch, and then guess what? Do the hard part, actually launch your digital product. And you can do all of this in the next 90 days. It's called Rebel Boss University, and some of you may have heard of Rebel Boss University, and I know that there are a few folks on here who are already in Rebel Boss University. So Rebel Boss University is a one-of-a-kind membership community. So this is not a blogging course or anything like that. That's not what this is. Rebel Boss University is a strategic membership community that will help you develop a system to create and launch your digital product in the next 90 days. And in addition to the course material that you'll have available to you, you'll also have access to mastermind meetings, a supportive Facebook community, weekly Q&A coaching calls, and lots of other resources within the membership that will help make your journey to creating and selling a digital product in the next 90 days a million times easier and faster for you, okay? This is going to help you finally get your product created and launched and selling on autopilot so that you can use that income to create the life that you've always wanted to live, like the real rebel that you are. Lots of you have already said what you would do with that extra $1,000 a month. This can help you get to that point, okay? So let's talk about what's included in Rebel Boss University. So you're going to learn how to create and launch your digital product in 90 days with the Profit Roadmap, which is this system right here, again, which helps me generate 5 figures per month. And I'll go through each of these different pit stops in the roadmap a little bit later on if anybody wants to dive into these a little bit deeper. But the value for that entire roadmap with the coursework is valued at $19.99. You're also going to get access to the promo library, which is going to help you grow your traffic and your email list as much as possible, which is valued at $4.99. You're going to get weekly support Q&A and coaching calls, which are hosted in Zoom, happen every single week at various time frames. So no matter what time zone you're in, you'll always be able to get to at least one of those Q&As. Valued at $3.99. You're going to get templates, so email templates, sales page scripts, graphics that are already created for you that you can plug and play your own branding and your own content, valued at $2.99. And you're also going to get my favorite part of Rebel Boss U, mastermind sessions led by Liz Wilcox, who I told you her story earlier on. So she's incredibly experienced with digital product sales and shares her own experiences and helps you achieve your own success story, valued at $4.99. So the total value of Rebel Boss University is $3,695. Literally, Rebel Boss University is filled with tons of resources that are going to make you achieve your goals so much faster than you would if you didn't have this, if you were just Googling and, aimlessly wandering through your journey trying to figure it out on your own and piece the pieces together. So let me ask you this. If all this did for you was give you the kick in the bum and support you need to finally get moving on your digital product goals, would it be worth it to you? I think so. If you went from doing nothing, sitting on your ideas, or maybe even coming up with a million ideas and never actually taking action on creating them and launching them, and this finally gave you that kick in the rear end to get moving on some of those ideas, heck yes, it would be worth it. 100% it would be worth it. If all it did for you was help you create a digital product that you could sell every month in your business, yes, that would 100% be worth it. A digital product is an asset in your business. You make it once, you get to sell it over and over and over again. And we established earlier how much of an earning potential you can have with even really low-cost digital products. If all this did for you was help you develop a system to generate 10 sales on autopilot every month, would that be worth it to you? All right, let's crunch some numbers together to see if that's worth it. Now, I want you to imagine that you're selling a $197 product. And if you're thinking, well, I'm never going to sell a product that expensive, don't worry, I'll give you another example in a second. So with 5 sales a month, that's $985. Lots of you already told me that it would be seriously worth it to you to have an extra $1,000 of income each month. So even just making 5 sales a month with a $197 product is powerful. 10 sales a month is almost $2,000 a month, and 15 sales a month is almost $3,000 a month. So you would have Rebel Boss University paid off in just over 1 month, and you'd still be making money after that. So how much is a sale with a $47 product? So 5 sales per month of a $47 product, and that's another $235 in your pocket, in your bank. Another 10 sales a month, that's $470. 15 sales a month, that's $700. So you would have Rebel Boss U paid off in just over 2 months, and you'd still be making money after that. A digital product is an asset. Again, you create it once and you get to sell it over and over and over again, and you get to increase your earnings over time. It's incredibly worthwhile. But guess what? Even though Rebel Boss University is totally worth the value of $3,695, you can join today for much, 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 much less. The total value, $3,695, but for today's price, $69 a month until the timer on that page runs out. This is not a joke. This is not a gimmick. There's no strings attached here. It's not $69 for 12 months. No, it's $69 a month. You join today for $69 and you get access to literally everything that we talked about, plus a ton of other bonuses I'm going to tell you about in just a second. You can go ahead, scroll down, hit that join now button, and you will have access to Rebel Boss University in just a few minutes time. You'll get all access to all of these things immediately when you enroll. Heads up, enroll before the timer expires for fast action pricing. So you're actually going to save $10 a month if you enroll before that timer runs out. Okay, so usually this is $79 a month. You can get it right now for $69 a month before that timer runs out. So how long is the membership? It's a monthly membership, Danny. So you get to be a member for as long or as little as you want to. A month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, however long you want to. Good question. So I know you're wondering, is there a monthly commitment? Nope, you can cancel it anytime with no penalties. And guess what? Your price is locked for life, okay? So as we increase the pricing, and we have increased the pricing in the past, you're never gonna have an increased rate. It's always gonna be your price that you join at, $69 per month. Here's a taste of what you are going to learn. And these are just a few things that you're gonna learn when you join Rebel Boss University. What to write on your sales page, how to create urgency in your launch, how to host a 5-day challenge, how to host a webinar like this one, what to write in your sales emails, what to send, when to send sales emails, how many sales emails should you send, what tools should you use to create and sell your digital products, how to price your product so that it sells, how to communicate about your product so that it sells, how to build a launch team, how to leverage and support affiliates. The list literally goes on and on and on. This is just a taste of the information that you're going to get when you join Rebel Boss University. Alia from Brand New Brand joined Rebel Boss University. She made over $800 in the first 60 days after launching her site as a member of Rebel Boss U, and she made this happen while working a full-time job and only putting in work at nights and during the weekends. So Alia has literally proved that that time is no limiting factor. So if you're thinking, I don't have time, guess what? It's a limiting belief if you don't think you have enough time. It's an excuse to say you don't have enough time. If you work on the right things, you can make it happen. My business is still operating full speed ahead, and I have a 5-month-old baby at home. I ran a $34,000 launch a few months ago with a 3-month-old at home. Time was non-existent for me, and I still made it happen. So you do not use time as an excuse. Alia is a perfect example, $800 in the first 60 days. Emily pre-sold her ebook to her very small audience, less than 260 people. By the way, 5 young kids at home at the time of her launch, so she has her hands full. I thought I had my hands full with 1 baby, but she has 5 kids. The water in her house actually stopped functioning. She had no water at the time of her launch, so it was a purely chaotic experience for her. But she managed to laugh, and she made it happen. She made this is a screenshot of her results that she shared with us, but actually the real results after the fact. So a few days later, she did the final calculations and made over $1,400 in pre-sales for an ebook with over a 10% conversion rate. So again, this is a 90-day roadmap, and each of these pit stops are lessons and modules and workbooks for you to work through to make this all happen for you. And the value of this roadmap is $19.99. It's going to help you get your product created and launched and into the hands of your target customers in the next 90 days. How can you afford it? That is a totally legitimate, reasonable question, and you should be asking that question because it's important to know where you are investing your money. So I want you to ask yourself right now, what are you spending money on that is not giving you a financial return? Are you buying pizza for your family? Are you getting that $5 fancy drink at Starbucks? I don't even know how much Starbucks drinks cost anymore because they're crazy expensive. Did you buy a sweater at Loft the other day? Not a sweater, it's summer, but you know, something nice at Loft with all their sales they're having. Did you get a nice bottle of wine and share it with your spouse? Those are all short-term pleasures, which, you know, you should indulge in, right? These are things to indulge in. I fully believe that these are, you know, fun things to have in our lives. But are you spending money on these things at the expense of not spending money on things that can help you grow your business and propel you closer to your goals? So I want you to ask yourself, where is this disposable income? Can I reinvest this disposable income into something that will help me? So reinvest your disposable income into Rebel Boss University. It's literally $2.30 a day. It has the potential to unlock enormous opportunities. If you're spending, you know, $3, $4, $5 a day for coffee, maybe just stop the coffee for a little bit and spend $2.30 a day on Rebel Boss University and still have money back in your pocket and saved. So this is Liz. I told you guys about Liz earlier, but she had a $13,000 course launch, and she said, I earned thousands of new leads and hundreds of new customers. It's a great membership with everything you need to know to launch a product or 2 or 3. Liz is absolutely incredible. She's not only a member of Rebel Boss University, but she actually runs the mastermind within the community as well. Ashley is actually on the workshop. Ashley, if you're still here, say hi. Ashley is amazing. I worked with her personally to help her generate her first $400 from an audience with less than 100 people in it. We used the strategies within Rebel Boss University. It was her first launch, really great learning experience for her, and she now has the formula to do this again and again and scale this down the line if she chooses to. Kristen is a super busy mom with 3 really, really young kids. She actually decided she wanted to make money with the digital product but didn't have money to spend on the membership. But she got a birthday present with some cash, and she decided to invest it in Rebel Boss University so that she could have the resources to make a digital product and sell it faster. She actually thought her audience was too small, which I know is a common thought here, but she didn't realize that her audience was actually going to grow by several hundred people during her launch, and that she would earn her first $150 online from a $9 product, teeny tiny product, and her audience also grew. So now Kristen is working on setting up her product to be evergreen. So she's making money on autopilot every month from a low-cost product. And bonus, she earned back her investment. Now, earlier you voted for whether or not you wanted action, fast action bonus A, fast action bonus B. Well, surprise! If you enroll before the timer runs out, you are going to get both of those fast action bonuses. So no matter what you voted for, you're going to get both of them. Just to make this even sweeter for you. So you're going to get a personalized product sales page review. Send your sales page to me and I will send you a personalized video with constructive feedback and guidance on what to change. Same thing with your launch plan. Map out your launch plan, send it to me, and I will reply with a video giving you my suggestions and revisions, which will help you go into your launch week feeling confident and ready to go. You're also going to unlock the February 2019 Rebel Boss Summit videos, 28 videos, all about digital products. They are waiting for you on your members only dashboard when you join Rebel Boss University before the timer runs out. That's a $1,400 value, almost $1,500 value. And another fast action bonus. Yes, there's more. If you guys have ever seen those pretty mock-ups on sales pages, you're going to get to create them. They're beautifully designed by Basil and Bark, a professional graphic designer. It's going to help make your digital products pop on your sales pages, in your emails, on your graphics, and you get it totally for free. And as a member of Rebel Boss University, you also get a coupon to use at Basil and Bark's shop whenever you want. So you always are going to have a coupon to buy any of her templates. And guess what? I'm so excited to give this to you guys. You're going to get early access to LaunchList. So LaunchList has not officially launched yet, but it's a custom step-by-step launch task list and schedule spreadsheet system. It's going to help you totally master your next digital product launch in a really clear, concise, organized fashion. You get to plug in your unique launch plan. It's going to automatically generate your launch to-do list, due dates for each task on your to-do list, and you get to customize this to be exactly what you need and want it to be to help you have as much success as possible with your launch. It's not available to the public yet, but it's going to be available to you when you join Rebel Boss University. And you get fast action savings. Just to make it even better, usually $79, today's price $69 a month. Remember to join before the timer runs out. So let's recap all the bonuses here. Mock-up creator kit, the 2019 Rebel Boss Summit videos from February, personalized launch plan review and sales page review, early access to LaunchList for Rebels. It's over $1,800 worth of fast action bonuses, but you must enroll before the timer on this page runs out. $900 plus earned by Julie. Rebel Boss U lays it out so clearly and so sequentially that she's able to use this program to create and launch her digital product and earned over $900 so far. Julie says, I think anybody, even somebody brand new with less than 20 people on their email list, which was me, can start here. Lori earned over $1,000 and said, Rebel Boss, you did so much more than I ever expected. The pit stops walked me through every step of product creation with instructional videos and a detailed workbook. That alone would have been worth the investment, but the community is amazing. Other digital product creators at every stage of the process join in monthly masterminds, Q&A sessions to provide support. I've made over $1,000 so far with my products. So here's a recap of what you're going to get. The profit roadmap to create and launch your digital product in the next 90 days, valued at almost $2,000. The promo library that's going to help you grow traffic and grow your email list for $4.99, weekly support Q&A calls, so you don't have to feel like you're stranded and alone. You get to actually engage with me and other members on a weekly basis. The value is $3.99. Plus templates, so email templates, sales page templates, graphic templates, stuff that's going to just make this easier and simpler for you. The wheel is already there. Why do you have to make it again? And my thinking is you shouldn't have to. Just, leverage the templates that I provide for you to make your life so much easier. The value for that is $2.99, and access to the mastermind sessions that happen every other week, valued at $4.99. Rebel Boss U Fast Action bonuses are a total at over $1,800, making the total value of Rebel Boss University $5,578, but you can join today before the timer runs out for $69 a month. You can pay with credit card or PayPal. Now, usually at the point of this workshop, I find that there are two types of people who are still sticking around, okay? There's two types of people who are still listening on this workshop. Person one is scared to take action. They're timid, they're shy, they're risk averse, they lack confidence, and ultimately they're filled with fear and limiting beliefs. They say things like, "Ugh, I don't know, I have these ideas, I don't know if I have what it takes to make it happen, I don't know how to make it." They come up with a lot of excuses because she's unsure she has what it takes. And then person two is the go-getter. She is the action taker. She's ready to go and committed to making it happen. She doesn't just want it, she's going to get it. So for this person, it's not an if she's going to be successful, it's a matter of when. If you are person two and you identify with person two, Rebel Boss University is literally the place you will thrive. It is a community filled with people just like you, like-minded individuals committed to making it happen, committed to reaching their goals, and supporting each other along the way. And if you are person one and you're scared to take action, you're timid, you're shy, you lack the confidence that you need to be successful, but you want to be person two, you want to change, you want to make it happen for yourself, then this is still the place for you. You just need to make a decision to make that change. You need to be committed to becoming person two. It is possible to go from lacking confidence to having all the confidence in the world. You just need to take teeny tiny steps along the way to make that change happen. And joining Rebel Boss University can be one of those steps. Why do it alone? We can do it together. I love showing this graphic. Maybe you've seen it before, but entrepreneurship, running a digital product business or any kind of business, whether it's online, in person, digital, physical, brick and mortar, it's complicated. There are lots of ups and downs, roadblocks and challenges along the way. 1 minute you can feel on top of the world, and the next minute you can feel like you're going bankrupt and this is the worst idea you ever had, and why did you quit your job? And then you can the next minute feel like you're on top of the world again. No matter what, it's going to be a roller coaster. You're going to feel all the feels at all times. So why would you want to do that alone? Why wouldn't you want to be in a community of other people who are also going through that? So when you're struggling and when you fall down, we can help lift you up and we can help support you and get there faster. And you can do that within Rebel Boss University, and plus have access to all of these resources that are going to make it easier for you. So the 90-day roadmap to digital product success is 6 pit stops. So in pit stop 1, you're going to start with the basics, work on your sales messaging, the foundations, product ideation. In pit stop 2, you're going to work on strategic lead capture and technology setup. In pit stop 3, we're going to work on lead nurturing and list building so you don't launch to no one, because launching to an empty room is a bad place to be. Pit stop 4, we're going to work on creating and developing your product. Pit stop 5, we're going to work on your pre-launch, your launch runway, developing the idea for your webinars and challenges, whatever event you are using to grow your audience and actually launch your product. And in pit stop 6, you're going to actually launch your product and you're going to review and take notes and make improvements for next time. So a real decision is measured by the fact that you've taken a new action. If there is no new action, you haven't truly decided. Whether or not you are a Tony Robbins fan is irrelevant, because this quote is very true. You can say you want to be successful. You can say you want to earn another or have another stream of income coming through. You can say you want to make and sell a digital product. None of that is true unless you actually take action to make it happen. So are you taking action, and what actions are you taking? Now, for the sake of time, because we're just over time, I'm going to keep going through here. My question for you is this. Are you ready? Are you ready to finally get that product created and in the world? Are you ready for that? Are you ready to take back control of your day, of your time, of your business, or of your life if maybe you're not even doing this yet? Maybe you're still working for somebody else. Are you ready to join a group of passionate product creators who push each other, support each other, and challenge one another to be better? Are you ready for that? If you answered yes to any of those, it's time for you to join us in Rebel Boss University. All you need to do is scroll down and hit that fancy upgrade button. For just $69 a month, you are going to get all of this access, okay? Whew, that was a lot of information. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to take a look at the chat and see if there were any questions. But I'm going to stay on here for a few more minutes. And if you have any questions, please go ahead, ask those questions in the chat. I'll stay until all of your questions are answered. But I also want to know, do you want to take a virtual tour of Rebel Boss University? If you want to take a tour of Rebel Boss University, tell me in the chat and I'll take you on a virtual tour in just a few minutes if I see that people are interested. If you don't want a virtual tour, then that's totally fine. Just a reminder that, if you don't want to listen to the Q&A, that's totally fine. But just a reminder, all those fast action bonuses are going to go away when the timer runs out. Okay, Denny says I went to the website, but it's $79. Is there a code? Okay, I see your answer, or your question was already answered, Denny. This is a unique offer just for this workshop. So yeah, you can't find this anywhere else. Okay, good question. There is no monthly minimum requirement. By the time I finish an hour-long workshop, my tongue is always twisted and I have hard times pronouncing things. But yeah, there's no monthly minimum requirement. You can cancel at any time. Good question, Tanya. All right, I'm continuing to scroll through to see. Okay, Jeannie says yes to virtual tour. I see a few people are saying yes. Okay, give me 1 minute. I'm going to take you guys on a virtual tour. I'm just going to scroll through quickly to see if there are any other questions. All right. Scrolling through. I'm going to do the tour in just a second here. All right, if I have not seen your question yet, go ahead and pop it into the chat again. So I'm scrolling through. There was lots of chat going on, which is amazing. But go ahead and ask those questions that you may have in the chat. Meanwhile, I'm going to take anybody who wants to go on a virtual tour with me on a tour right now. All right, so when you log into Rebel Boss University, you're going to be taken to this dashboard. If you've ever purchased something from me in the past, you probably already actually have login information, but some of these resources might not be available to you because you're not currently enrolled in them. So maybe you've purchased something from the Rebel Boss Virtual Summit and you would access that here, but Rebel Boss University lives right here. So you click Access Rebel Boss University and it's going to take you to the member dashboard. And actually, I think if you're not a member, you can still see this dashboard, but all of it has locks on it and you can't unlock any of it without actually being a member. So within each of these are different courses and modules and workbooks to help take you through that 90-day roadmap. So I'll just take you so you can see what it looks like here. But behind the scenes, there's a video at the beginning of each of the sections to kind of give you some information about what this section is about, why it's important, how it's going to help you. And then we go through each of these different modules, okay? So going through this module, you can see there's a video here. There's often like objectives for you to check off to make sure that you are doing everything. And there's also usually a workbook associated with the different videos. And if you want to just take notes here, this is your account, so you can take notes in your own account and click save, and they'll be there for you the next time you log in, which I think is kind of fancy. You can always click on these icons to head back, and then you scroll down and you can see that it's going to ask you some questions to determine whether or not you're ready to move on to the next step. And if you can answer yes to these questions, you can move on to pit stop number 2 and so on and so forth. And there's templates throughout the different sections as well. So it really kind of helps you stay organized and follow a step-by-step roadmap, because I know it's often a struggle to know, what do I do now? What do I do tomorrow? What do I do next week? And how do I do it all? This helps you make sure that you're doing everything in the right way. Then you have the promo library here, which is the resource library to help you grow your audience and email list. So this is where you're going to learn how to really get traffic. So if you want to do guest posts, you can learn how to guest post. There's a whole resource on nurturing a Facebook group, search engine optimization, Pinterest, how to front load your email list, content upgrades, hosting giveaways, joint venture webinars, Facebook Live content, Facebook ads, pitching podcasts, like all of these different things that are actually going to help you, especially from a PR standpoint, get a leg up and get more people over to your site. The calendar here is where you can find all of the different events. So you'll see our Q&As, our monthly workshops that we have. I hosted a launch debrief as our monthly workshop in June, and it was all about my $34,000 launch. So I took people on a launch debrief. So events like that, the Q&As, are all housed in the calendar. This is your account, and then this takes you to the Facebook group, which is just for members. So going back to the dashboard here, oops, wrong dashboard. So going back here, you can also scroll down and see if you missed a Q&A, it'll be here. If you miss a monthly workshop, it'll be here. If you miss a monthly mastermind, it'll be here. All of these different events are actually hosted live. So the recordings live here, but you can attend these live. And then any additional programs, courses, materials, so a lot of the bonuses that you get if you enroll before the timer runs out will all be available to you here, okay? So yeah, that's what Rebel Boss University looks like. Oh, and this is also the calendar for you to follow. So the step-by-step calendar that will tell you how it'll basically help you put in your own dates to make sure that within the next 90 days you actually get that product created and into the hands of your target customers. All right, so let me take a look at the chat here. Hopefully that tour was beneficial to you guys. I do not have any email subscribers. Should I wait to join until after I have this set up? That's a really good question. I don't see your name, but guest4133, thank you for asking that question. So my answer to you is no, you certainly should not wait until you have email subscribers, because again, the act of launching a product will get you subscribers. It will grow your audience, and this is going to help you learn how to launch. So launching the first time is going to grow your list enough. Launching the next time will continue to grow your list. So I think that this is the means to grow your audience. So if you're waiting to have an audience before you sign up for this, then you could be waiting a long time. It just kind of depends on what you do in between now and then. Hopefully that answers your question. Tanya, do you have to use ConvertKit and MailerLite to utilize the trainings best? Oh, such a good question, Tanya. Thank you for asking that. I do not believe in forcing any particular products or tools down people's throats. There are lots of courses out there that require you to use a tool like ClickFunnels, for example, or other alternatives. My program is completely tool agnostic. I will show you how to use certain tools. Usually I'll show you how to use a paid and free tool. For example, ConvertKit is a paid tool, MailerLite is a free tool, but I do not require you to use the tools. And if you choose to use a different tool, all of the trainings and the methodology will still make sense to you. Thank you for asking that question, Tanya. Awesome. You just signed up for ConvertKit and have a website set up, started by selling on Etsy. That's amazing. Thank you so much for letting me know about that. Cool. All right. If anybody has any other last minute questions, go ahead and let me know. I'm going to wrap this up in the next 2 minutes or so. I'll stay on for 2 more minutes to answer any last minute questions. But I just want to say thank you so much to everybody who tuned in and watched. I really hope you enjoyed this workshop and you found it a valuable use of your time, and that you learned at least one thing new that you can take and implement in your business strategy to get you some results faster. It's always my pleasure to be able to teach, especially to be able to teach online at a time like this in the world where things just seem so crazy and chaotic. And I hope this helps you create some freedom and flexibility in your life. So again, thank you so much to all of you. I really appreciate you giving me the time of day. Vicky, do the Q&A in Zoom go through the 90 days starting this week? Yeah, Vicky, good question. Every single week there's a Q&A. So no matter when you join, there is a Q&A. So for example, this week there's actually a Q&A on Thursday, I believe. So, if you join today, you would be able to join in on the Q&A on Thursday. The way the Q&As work is it's literally just, it's kind of like office hours. So I don't come with this particular topic to discuss. It's really, I'm there in Zoom for you during that time frame. You get to come with whatever questions you want to cover. Sometimes there are a bunch of people on, sometimes there's only one person on, so you get kind of like a one-on-one time with me. It really just kind of depends on the day of the week, but yeah, so it doesn't matter when it doesn't matter when through the 90 days. It's always every single week. Good question. All right, everybody. Thank you again so much. I am going to wrap up, but I had a ton of fun chatting with all of you guys. Showing my face here. Woo. You're amazing. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Have an amazing rest of your day. And I hope to see you inside Rebel Boss University. And if I don't, I hope to just see you online making waves in your niche. All right. Have a good one.